sun was just beginning to rise over the soft green hills of rural England when 13-year-old Oliver Brooks pulled on his worn boots. His home, a tiny cottage on the edge of their small rice field, smelled faintly of damp earth and wood smoke. Oliver had always been quiet, a boy who noticed small things. The way the morning mist clung to the grass, the sound of hens scratching in the dirt. But life had never been gentle with him. His mother had died when he was only 6, leaving him with his father, a humble farmer whose back was bent from years of hard work. Their only possession was the patch of land they farmed, just enough to feed themselves and, on good years, sell a little at the market. That summer day, the air was thick with heat. Oliver and his father were knee-deep in the flooded rice field, pulling weeds between the green shoots. His father's laughter broke the silence as he told a story from his youth. But in an instant, everything changed. His father cried out in pain, stumbling forward. Oliver saw the dark, slender shape slither away, a snake. Its bite marks glistened on his father's ankle. "Dad!" Oliver shouted, wading through the water to support him. Panic gripped his chest. The nearest hospital was miles away. They hoisted his father onto a borrowed cart and rattled down the dirt road, each bump making his father groan. The summer sun burned overhead. Oliver's hands shook as he tried to fan his father, speaking to keep him awake. Hours later, they reached the hospital, but the venom had already spread. The doctors saved his life, but the damage was done. From below his neck down, his father could not move. In that moment, Oliver's life changed forever. The boy who had once been a helper in the fields now became the provider, caretaker, and housekeeper all in one. At dawn, he fetched water from the old stone well, his breath visible in the chill morning air. He fed the hens, checked the crops, and did every task his father used to do, all before walking miles to the small village school. Every evening, he returned home to cook porridge, wash clothes, and feed his father by hand. Some nights, when the wind howled against the cottage walls, Oliver sat by the bed, telling his father about his day, pretending it was all fine, even though he sometimes cried himself to sleep. One winter night, when the cold seeped through every crack in the cottage, Oliver tried to light the stove for supper. The damp wood hissed and smoked instead of burning, filling the air with a choking haze. His father's voice, soft but strained, came from the bed. "I could have tried, son." Oliver smiled through the smoke, tears in his eyes. "You've done enough for me, Dad. Let me take care of this." As the years passed, Oliver grew stronger, both in body and spirit. He still studied hard at school, knowing it was his only path to a better life. But money was always tight. One day, while foraging near the hedgerows, Oliver noticed the scent of wild herbs, lavender and rosemary, mixing with the fresh air. An idea sparked in his mind. He began experimenting in the small shed beside their cottage, making handmade bars of soap from goat's milk and these herbs. He took his first batch to the nearby market. Standing among the bustle of sellers and buyers, his voice was shy at first. But people noticed the quality of his work, and slowly, he began to make a little money. Every coin went into an old tin box under his bed, his secret college fund. By the time Oliver finished school, the tin was heavy with coins, but still, it wasn't enough for college. His heart sank as he counted the shortfall. One afternoon at the market, he stood by a small table of soap, the cold wind biting his face. An elderly woman, wrapped in a faded wool coat, paused by his stall. She picked up a bar, examined it, and then looked at him closely. Her gaze lingered on his cracked hands and tired but determined eyes. Without a word, she slipped a few folded notes into his palm and walked away. Oliver stared at the money. It was exactly the amount he needed. Years later, Oliver had become Dr. Brooks, a respected physician. He worked long hours, often remembering the boy he once was, hungry, cold, and unsure if life would ever get better. One rainy evening, a patient was brought in, a frail, coughing woman in her late 70s. Tuberculosis had worn her down. Oliver examined her, then looked into her eyes, and recognition hit him like a wave. It was her, the woman from the market. She didn't remember him at first, but Oliver smiled gently. "You helped me once," he said. "Now it's my turn." He paid for all her medicine and visited her every week until she recovered. In his heart, Oliver knew the truth. Sometimes one act of kindness can echo for a lifetime. The life lesson from Oliver's story is, no matter how hard life gets, perseverance, selflessness, and love can turn pain into purpose. Oliver's journey shows that challenges are not barriers but stepping stones. His father's illness, poverty, and countless struggles could have broken him, but instead, they made him stronger. By working tirelessly, caring for his father, and never letting go of his dream, Oliver proved that compassion and determination can create miracles. It's a reminder that our circumstances do not define us. Our choices do. Even in the darkest moments, the light of hope and hard work can guide us to our goals.